All right, guys, we're going to rock and roll on the show here. 12:31. Mike's hot. J-Dubs?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Take a look at the screen for today's headlines. Rio Hill Shopping Center has sold, ladies and gentlemen. Rio Hill Shopping Center has sold. We're going to talk about this transaction on today's program. If you're watching on Facebook, hammer the like button. We work hard for you. The only thing we ask in return is that you like the show and share the show. That's the only thing. I don't ask you for money. I don't ask you for donations. I don't ask you for anything. We don't have a Patreon. There's no subscriber wall. We should do a Patreon. I should do a Patreon. Is that what it's called, a Patreon?
Yeah.
We should do a Patreon. We don't have a Patreon. We literally just provide content that's local for you to digest as you see fit. Join us in the discussion. Share the show. Like the show. Push back on the commentary. If you disagree with the commentary, let us know. We want you to disagree with us. We sincerely want the pushback on the program. We'll talk about the 288,000 square foot shopping center that is Rio Hill Shopping Center. It is a massive shopping center, and it has sold. Sierra is in there. TJ Maxx is in there. Kroger is in there. That's a Kroger with a gas station, right? And that one, Judah?
Yeah, they do have a gas station over there.
You pump your gas there?
No, I haven't gone over there in a long time.
Where you used to, right?
Yeah, I used to go over there fairly often, but that was, I don't know, years ago.
Where you pump your gas? Is it the Wawa on Pantops?
Yeah, I usually go to Wawa.
Why, you like the price point?
Yeah, I like the price point. They've got rewards card.
You're using a rewards card at Wawa. I'm impressed.
Well, they also have their Wawa rewards, just like the market rewards that you know about.
Oh, like an app helps you get like free sandwiches and stuff.
Exactly.
That's cool. You get what do you use your rewards for over there?
I probably get a free soup once or twice a month, I'd say.
You get a free soup? Is the soup good?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
What kind of soup do you get?
Let's see. I'd say that my two go-tos are a lobster bisque and a cheddar and broccoli.
Cheddar and broccoli. Ooh, yeah. Cheddar and broccoli. Ooh la la.
Both pretty good.
Where can you get a good French onion soup? Well, we'll talk about that on the program. Like and share the show. Like and share the show, viewers and listeners. Like and share the show. We're going to rock and roll on the program here in a matter of moments. Judah Wickower, we can rock and roll. We can rock and roll. We can rock and roll when you're ready. Lauren and Ivy, thank you for that tidbit.
Quiet on the set.
Welcome to the I Love CVille show, guys. My name is Jerry Miller. Thank you kindly for joining us on a Friday afternoon. My phone is literally buzzing right now with news about what we're going to talk about today, including folks that are relatively tied to this Rio Hill Shopping Center transaction. That will be breaking news here. This will be back-to-back days that yours truly has broken some news on the I Love CVille show. We will respond and react to yesterday's program. The alleged UVA staffer and an undercover video that captures her discussing a ploy, a scheme, tomfoolery, shenanigans, a criminal, masterminded spiderweb of lies, of deceit, of racketeering and fraud, allegedly. We'll talk about the content we showed yesterday, where it looks like the University of Virginia is doing its very best to cover up diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the fact that it is very alive and well. And they're covering it up to maintain federal funding to keep salaries in play for employees. I mean, that's pretty much it, right?
I'd say, yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean,
If true, that's criminal.
Yeah.
We're going to talk on today's program. I'm going to ask the question, why has the Mickey Tavern business not sold yet? I had that as a headline yesterday. It still has not sold. Does that surprise you, Judah Wickower? Or do you chalk it up to who wants to get in the F&B business right now?
That's probably part of it. The other part of it is that it's I would assume that it's a lot to take on. You're not just talking about a restaurant. It's set off by itself. It's got the included, I don't know how many shops and side buildings. Somebody coming on has got to figure out how to staff that. I just think that it's not the kind of thing that everybody is like chomping at the bit to take over.
We'll talk about that on the program today, guys. The I Love CVille flagship show on the I Love CVille network. We're going to talk on today's program, ladies and gentlemen, the momentum that is being built heading into basketball season. This is a basketball season that has high expectations, not just for Ryan Odom and the University of Virginia basketball team, but for the athletic department as a whole. They are in a couple of years going to roll out a payment plan where you're going to have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to maintain your season tickets at the John Paul Jones Arena. So they need that momentum. We're going to talk about that on today's show. We're going to talk on today's show about a Newport News teacher who got a $10 million payday. She has Greene County ties, raised in Greene County, this teacher. A $10 million payday for this Newport News teacher. I frankly thought it was not enough money. I mentioned that to my wife this morning. She if you remember, was it a kindergartner brings a gun to a Newport News elementary school? The principal's office was notified that this troubled 6-year-old had a gun on his person, and still the principal's office did nothing about it. Yeah. And the teacher with Greene County ties, raised in Greene County, if she had not have put her hand up like this, allowing the gunshot to go through her hand, as opposed to her head and face, she may not be alive today. She got $10 million. I thought it was light. We'll talk about that on the program. We'll talk Ting, looking to maximize shareholder value. This is on the subreddit, Charlottesville subreddit. We've also noticed, because we're Ting clients, that invoicing, receivables, payables, accounting, the notifications we get for monthly bills have changed as well. So Ting is becoming, much more corporate, ladies and gentlemen. A lot more to cover. Oh, my wife says the bullet is still in her person. Is that right? Too risky to move. Judah Wickower, this is your headline. I hope you have the details for the headline you provided for the fans. Little bit of a little tidbit that I want to throw out there. This is some fresh news. Juke Kitchen, Juke Kitchen, is opening in Darien Market. They bill themselves as hearty sandwiches, seasonal soups, and more. Comfort food you'll crave again and again. So Juke Kitchen is opening in Darien Market, ladies and gentlemen. That's some fresh content for you. Juke Kitchen. Johnny Pritzloff, I don't know if you were tied to making that happen. If you were, congratulations, Johnny Pritzloff, on that. We need to get together for beverages soon, Johnny. You watch this program. Juke Kitchen, Juke. Comfort food that you will crave again and again. Hearty sandwiches, seasonal soups, and more. I love soups, and I love sandwiches. And frankly, outside of revolutionary soup, now that the Blue Ridge Country Store, two-shot Judah Wickower, now that the Blue Ridge Country Store has closed, where do you get good soups? Locally owned and operated businesses.
That's a good question.
You have revolutionary soup.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of a French onion. With the cheese layer on top.
Yeah. Never been a fan myself.
Gosh, you've never been a fan of the French onion? Do you remember the sit-down restaurant called Bennigan's?
Bennigan's. That sounds familiar. Is it mostly around here?
Bennigan's
Is
was
that like Shoney's?
I want to call it like a Mid-Atlantic brand. I would call it more like Ruby Tuesdays, which is also closed, than Shoney's. I would think on the hierarchy of sit-down restaurant, Shoney's is much more categorized in the Denny's realm, where Bennigan's is more categorized in the Ruby Tuesdays, Applebee's realm.
It means
and
absolutely nothing to me, though I do think
And
that
I-
I may have washed the windows of a Bennigan's in the Savannah area.
Ruby Tuesdays means nothing to you? Applebee's means nothing to you?
I mean, I've been to Applebee's, but
Have you been to? You've been to Applebee's, right? Have you been to a Ruby Tuesdays?
not that I really remember.
You want to put that on airplane mode? Viewers and listeners, how would you characterize this? How would you characterize the restaurants that were chains? I'd say Denny's, Shoney's,
I've been to Denny's. I've
Denny's,
washed
Shoney's,
windows.
Friendly's in the same category. Denny's, Shoney's, Friendly's, the same category, the lower end of sit down. Maybe you include, I guess you include Waffle House in there. Waffle House and Denny's are similar. The next
not really
level,
sure what
the
your
next
metric
level
is.
up of sit down, I would characterize as, you just interrupted me. The next level of sit down, I would characterize as Ruby Tuesdays, Applebee's, Bennigan's. Ruby Tuesdays and Bennigan's closed. Would you put Outback in that category? There's a question for you. Would you put Outback in that category?
Would you? These are your categories, not mine.
How would you characterize Outback?
Outback is, I mean, it's not too dissimilar from any of those.
So you would put it in that category?
Sure, why not?
I would actually say Outback is slightly higher than the Applebee's, Chili's, Ruby Tuesdays, Bennigan's category. And I would say Outback and Texas Roadhouse are in an elevated category compared to the Bennigan's, Ruby Tuesdays, Applebee's, and Chili's category. That's my hierarchy. Why we got to talking about this is Bennigan's had a phenomenal French onion soup where that cheese was crusted over on the top, really crispy, and it kind of would melt over the brown bowl that Bennigan's would serve. I have not had a quality French onion soup since enjoying the French onion at Bennigan's, the sit-down restaurant chain that's closed. Where can you get a good French onion, locally owned and operated, viewers and listeners? Rev Soup has it from time to time. Conan Owens watching the program, he says Foods of All Nations. Randy O'Neill asked us about the Golden Corral, where the Golden Corral fits. I think the Golden Corral is in that buffet category that is kind of by its own, right? I don't think we can quantify Golden Corral in the Ruby Tuesdays, Bennigan's, Applebee's, Chili's category because it's buffet style. There used to be a... goodness gracious, what was the cafeteria style restaurant in Hampton, Virginia, in Hampton Coliseum? Restaurant Hampton Coliseum. What was the name of that restaurant? I used to go there with my family. Anyone know that cafeteria style restaurant in Hampton Coliseum, the mall? The food court, it was anchored. I don't think the Golden Corral fits in any of those categories myself because it's buffet style. Carol Thorpe, Bennigan's, Ruby Tuesdays, Applebee's for me in that order. She says, if it isn't in Charlottesville, but the Bavarian Chef in Madison County has a rich and delectable French onion soups. Carol Thorpe's photo on screen. Producer, please. I will take you up on that, Carol Thorpe. I will try the Bavarian Chef. I want a French onion soup, even if that means I drive an hour one way. Curtis Shaver, this is right up your alley. Owen Brenner says, lobster at Wawa. Judah, you are a brave, brave soul to try the lobster soup at Wawa.
Okay.
Was it the lobster bisque you tried?
Yeah.
And it's good?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not going and catching the lobsters themselves, and I'm sure it's probably canned. But yeah, I mean, it's It's good. I've never had a problem with it.
Georgia
Never gotten sick.
Gilmer, Lord Hardwick's had a wicked good French onion soup, but alas, it is no more.
Yep.
Conan Owen, does the French onion exist at Foods of All Nations? Out of curiosity, does it? And we'll give Conan some love. Sir Speedy of Central Virginia, if you have a logo and you need some kind of visibility for it, window decal, signage, direct mail, pamphlets, uniforms, business cards, lanyards, tickets, anything logo related. Conan Owen, Sir Speedy of Central Virginia. They did the banner behind us. They're also doing the signage on the I Love CVille storefront. A lot we're going to cover on the broadcast. We're going to talk about the sale of Rio Hill Shopping Center. This is probably fresh news to you. I've dug deep into this with our network of folks that work in CRE. It's a 288,000 square foot open air shopping center. 288,000 square feet of open air shopping center space. The buyers, it's a joint venture. Cohen and Steers Income Opportunities, it's a REIT, and Phillips Edison and Company joint venture purchased the 288,000 square foot open air shopping center that we know as Rio Hill Shopping Center. The anchor tenants are the anchor tenants are TJ Maxx, Kroger, Sierra. Five Below is also there. I did not know this. Frankly, I'm going to be honest, I don't really do much shopping, if any at all. The extent of the shopping that I do is at the tent sale at the Boar's Head Resort, outside the Boar's Head Sports Club. It's the
Keep in
extent,
those shirts.
the extent of the shopping I do. When we are not receiving free apparel, shopping is done there. My wife does a great job of keeping us clothed, as does my very generous and kind mother-in-law with Christmas gifts. But did you know the TJ Maxx companies has a number of brands in their portfolio? And I didn't really know this. There's TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Sierra, Winners, HomeSense are all part of the TJX companies. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Sierra, Winners, HomeSense. Two TJX concepts, TJ Maxx and Sierra, are anchor tenants of this Rio Hill Shopping Center, along with the anchor tenant, the Kroger. And that's a massive effing Kroger. It also includes gas.
Yeah.
Five Below is also there. I believe there's a Hallmark there because we got Christmas ornaments there last year. My wife and I think there's an ABC store. I believe Papito's is there.
Yeah, is that that's either next to or in the spot that Scrimp Shack was in?
Scrimp Shack was on the market forever. People looking, the Scrimp Shack folks wanted to sell Scrimp Shack forever. Interestingly, that Scrimp Shack, I'll give you guys a little intel on deal flow. We do a lot of deal brokerage, and that Scrimp Shack was corporately owned. And corporate desperately wanted to get out of owning that store because they're now in the franchise model. Rack Room Shoes, I believe, is at that Rio Hill Shopping Center. I mean, you have very established brands here. You have Chandler's Bakery. You have a dry cleaner there. Stacy's Music. Now I'm using Google Maps. I don't know these off the top of my head. I did know Sierra. I did know TJ Maxx because my wife helped me there. Burlington Coat Factory is there. My wife helped me with that one as well. Sally's Beauty. You have a wine shop, a Suntan City, where Judah's a VIP member at Suntan City. Are you not?
Oh, yeah.
The Great Frame Up is there.
3 times a day.
There's an ABC store. I've patronized that ABC store before. I think there's an Enterprise right there. But it's a 288,000 square foot open air shopping center, and it's a global conglomerate that's purchased it. The leaders of this purchase, the alpha dogs in this purchase, are Cohen and Steers. And Cohen and Steers is a major player. Cohen and Steers, this is their 7th. Let me go to the notebook here. Yep, Stacy's Music is there, Deep Throat. You're 100% right. I'm going to ask you this question. This is Cohen & Steers' 7th open-air shopping center and their portfolio. Their 3rd joint venture with the Phillips Edison and Company. And this Cohen & Steers outfit is got a global footprint with offices all over the world. I'm going to ask you, the viewer and listener, how the open-air shopping center that is Rio Hill stacks up with some of the other open-air shopping centers in Charlottesville and Albemarle County. If we were ranking them, do you have a pen and paper? You could help us with this ranking? I'll do this as well. You'd have to say the flag carrier, and we got to get lower thirds on screen, right? The flag carrier is Barracks Road Shopping Center. Megan Hart, Planet Fitness. There's a new Planet Fitness coming to Rio Hill. In fact, I have some intel from Conan on that Planet Fitness. Conan, you sent me, Planet Fitness. There's 2,800 pre-enrolled members at the Rio Hill Planet Fitness that's coming. 2,800 pre-enrolled members. That's a Conan Owen statistic. I have no reason to doubt him. The guy's in the know. He also sent us a snapshot of a building permit at Rio Hill Shopping Center. The owner is Sizzling Platter, which is a restaurant that's being built out next to Papito's Pizza in Rio Hill Shopping Center. There was a time where Rio Hill Shopping Center was one of the dregs of the shopping centers in Albemarle County. Like a shopping center almost left to die. Now Rio Hill Shopping Center is commanding the capital and the attention of a global conglomerate. I'd love to know, Deep Throat, you're very good at figuring this information out, Deep Throat. Can you ascertain, Deep Throat, the sales price for the Rio Hill Shopping Center? If you can get that, Deep Throat, when I see you next time, I'm going to give you a flying chest bump. That may be a reason for you not to get that information, because I don't think you want me giving you a flying chest bump. But perhaps I will entertain you with our 3-year-old who you know saying profanities in your presence again, which got you chuckling the other day. I would love to know, Deep Throat, what the sales price for Rio Hill Shopping Center was. But if we were ranking the most significant or prominent or premier open-air shopping centers in Charlottesville and Albemarle County, atop the list would be Barracks Road Shopping Center, owned by publicly traded Federal Realty. What is the private equity-owned shops at Stonefield? Those two have got to command, and this is a great question for Johnny Pritzloff. Johnny Pritzloff, cold beers and beverages need to happen on the horizon there, please. It's safe to say, Johnny Pritzloff, that Barracks Road, the most expensive price per square foot locally, right? Followed very closely by the shops of Stonefield. Deep Throat says Petit Pois has a very good French onion soup. People love the French onion. The fact that you don't love the French onion is makes me question your judgment over there. The French onion is one of the best soups out there, Judah.
Okay. I wouldn't know because I don't ever order it.
Try. I need to buy you a French onion. How would you rank your favorite soups?
How would I rank my favorite soups? I would say that New England clam chowder
That's
is
a good one.
At the very top.
Okay.
Tippy top.
Okay, tippy top.
That's my S tier.
Okay.
Next to that, oh man, probably like, are we talking anything?
You're overthinking it, Judah.
I know.
Favorite soups is the question.
I just told you my favorite soup.
Okay, give me your top 3. How would you rank your favorite soups was the question.
Let's see.
Vanessa Parkhill, I've heard Panera is coming back to Hollymead. Remember the Jackson family, friends of the program, Kelly Jackson, her father Rick Postel, her husband Adam Jackson. They have sold their portfolio of Panera breads, and they did very, very well. Kelly Jackson, are you going to give us an exit number on that? I know Kelly wouldn't give us that. Kelly Jackson, you know I'm a huge fan of you, right? They have sold their portfolio of Panera Breads. Kelly, are you watching the program? You need to come back on the show, KJ. They are now entering a Dave's Hot Chicken business model where they will have a portfolio of Dave's Hot Chicken. Her father, Rick Postel, was one of the most instrumental people behind Panera Bread and helped them transition from, was it Kelly, the St. Louis Bread Company, to Panera Bread, led by her dad with that transition. Right? And if memory serves correctly, right, wasn't he instrumental, Kelly, with Dave Thomas and Wendy's and scaling the Wendy's concept? Would love little intel right there in the comment section from KJ. KJ, you need a show again on the I Love CVille network. I'm hopping around here, and I hope you viewers and listeners are keeping up. My soups in exact order, then we go Rio Hill Shopping Center, is the French onion #1. The broccoli and cheddar #2. I would have bathed in the Panera Bread broccoli and cheddar soup. It was that good. Now, once you bathe in Panera Bread broccoli and cheddar soup, you're probably on the cusp of having a quadruple bypass and a heart attack because it's so caloric rich, but it was that good. My 3, the New York cheddar is, the New England clam cheddar is pretty darn good. It might be there in my 3 slot right there. Now, from a Rio Hill Shopping Center, 288,000 square foot open air shopping center, I think that's got to be in ranking what? Slot 3 or 4. If Barracks is 1, if Stonefield is 2, is your 3 slot Rio Hill, or is your 3 slot the Holly Mead Town Center Shopping Center? Is that 3 slot Holly Mead Town Center? If it's Holly Mead in the 3 slot, because Holly Mead is their price per square is pretty significant. I'll go Holly Mead in the 3 slot. I'll go Rio Hill in the 4th. I hope you pick this apart like Thanksgiving turkey, Johnny Pritzloff, if I'm wrong on this. And the 5 slot, what's the 5 slot there? Do we give it to Albemarle Square? Is Albemarle Square is the ACAC one? See, I'm at a loss here because I try not to go north of Barracks Road. Or is Seminole Square in the 5 slot? Albemarle Square is the ACAC one, right? Where Cav Cards used to be located?
I think it still is located there.
Cavalier Cards has moved.
Well,
I do know that Cavalier Cards has moved because we buy graded Pokemon cards from Jeff Prilliman at Cavalier Cards. It's moved off Berkmar Drive, close to where the old Daily Progress was located. I heard through the grapevine, and I'm not going to say where I heard this, that the Daily Progress is looking to move its tiny headquarters to downtown Charlottesville. So heard that through the grapevine today. I won't say who or where I heard that from. They don't have that many team members left, so they're not going to need a very large square feet. Probably could rent this place. Not that I'm in the market for leasing our studio. I was trying to figure this out. I think we got 10,000 cars and people that go by our storefront every day. 10,000 cars and people buy our studio every single day, seeing our signage and our branding. How would you, viewers and listeners, rank the top 5 shopping centers locally? Barracks 1, Stonefield 2, Hollymead 3, Rio Hill 4, 5, is it Albemarle or Seminole? I don't know enough of either there. Do no shopping here. But where I'm going with it, go ahead.
I would probably say Seminole Square over Albemarle.
Which is the Seminole anchor tenants? This is not, the shopping is not my cup of tea here.
I mean, Seminole, you've got. Do
you know this? You know this firsthand?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
We're talking about the one that's got the kids play train thing. They've got Outback Crack House.
Okay.
They've got. Do they still have Sushi Love King? Love Sushi King? King Love Sushi? I can never remember.
You're not breeding confidence for the viewers and listeners right here. Okay, what else is in there?
I mean, you've got...
Which is the one where Spencer Pushard, this is right up your alley. Spencer Pushard, Conan Owen, this is right up your alley. Which is the one where CVille Smash is located, where Dr. Halpert is bringing Coco's Adventure Central, where Brent Lillard has brought his jiu-jitsu studio to, where it's turning into that omni-experiential shopping center. Do you know which one where CVille Smash is located, Judah?
CVille Smash.
The Colleen and Lauren's pickleball. They've come on the show.
Oh, that's Seminole.
That's Seminole? Okay, then I'm going to give Seminole over Alamo Square.
Yeah, that's where what was it used to be? It used to be the big clothing.
Big Lots.
Yeah, no.
Marshalls.
Something like that.
It was Marshalls.
Yeah,
That was
I think it was
definitely Marshalls. All right. Thank you, Conan Owen. And Conan Owen says Fifth Street Station ranks where? You guys are missing Fifth Street Station. So is Onan Brenner. All right, so we need to do a new ranking. Ready for this list? Viewers and listeners are helping us. Number 1 is Barracks Road Shopping Center. Number 2 is the Shops at Stonefield. Number 3 is 3 Fifth Street Station. Does Fifth Street Station beat Rio Hill that just sold?
Definitely.
God, Deep Throat, I love you with a burning passion. How confident are you that that's the exit price, Deep Throat? How are you 100% confident? Can you give me 110% before I say this number on air? Get ready to create a new lower third on screen, Judah. And the new lower third is you write this, and this should be in the headlines in our post-production. Rio Hill Shopping Center sells for, and I'll give you the dollar amount. I'm responding to him, 110% confident? Question mark? God, I won't give you the flying chest bump, but I will entertain you, much to my humiliation and our disappointment, with our soon-to-be 3-year-old dropping an F-bomb in a public space that got you chuckling. He actually made my wife and I feel better by saying, research would suggest that if you use the F word from time to time, it's a sign of genius. And then I responded, what if he uses it all the time, including in chapel and church and other public spaces? Then he goes, oh, well. All right, so here's the lower third. This is breaking news. Sean Tubbs, you should be reporting this. Daily Progress and NBC 29, CBS 19 should be reporting this. Rio Hill Shopping Center, according to Deep Throat, and he says he's confident, $52.5 million. Rio Hill Shopping Center sells for $52.5 million. You got that as lower third? Put that on screen. Gosh, this is why I love doing the show. We are crowdsourcing content right now for you, the viewer and listener. I would say that is a significant piece of news. Would you not, viewers and listeners? I certainly would. So that should be in post-production, when you're producing the show, that should be the lead headline in post-production. Okay, here's a second lower third to put on screen that we need to use for post-production as well. If our oldest, that was our youngest that did it. If our oldest dropped the F-bombs, we'd have a major problem, Deep Throat. Fortunately, that was our youngest. Our youngest's name starts with Z. The latest assessment was $38 million. Rio Hill Shopping Center assessed at $38 million. So you could rotate those lower thirds through. He says a year prior, that assessment was $46 million. If you're just tuning into the program, a global conglomerate called Cohen & Steers that has offices all over the world just purchased Rio Hill Shopping Center, home to a Kroger, a TJ Maxx, a Sierra. One of my favorite stores, the ABC store, the Five Below, Rack Room Shoes, Stacy's Music, Chandler's Bakery. Judah's favorite store where he's a VIP member, Suntan City.
Oh, yeah.
James Watson watching the program, he's got comments. I wonder how the new and improved Dick's will do since everything else has gone belly up in the second half of that building. That's omni-experiential Dick's at Fifth Street Station. Mm-hmm. Dick's has basically the concept is try the sporting goods equipment before you buy it. And they give you like golf simulators, batting cages, soccer fields, running tracks. They have a climbing wall. There's some of these Dick's, these new and improved Dick's that have ice skating rinks in them.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Ice skating rinks in them. So what they're trying to do, and I frankly think I don't know if you agree or disagree with this. I frankly think it's genius because what will separate this point of sale versus buying the merchandise, say, online through like Amazon, will be that you can try on the soccer cleats before you purchase them, and you can take free kicks, take corner kicks, kick the ball with the soccer cleats into a goal at these Dick's stores. James Watson also says Rio Hill is arguably one of the best run shopping centers in Charlottesville area, as it's done a good job at keeping vacancies away. I think they can open a big restaurant space in the lowest parking lot nearest 29. Of course, I selfishly want a sports bar to open with parking in our area. Amen, James Watson. James Watson, I sincerely love you. I sincerely mean that. I saw James Watson a few days ago outside the I Love CVille studio, driving by, and was it a 5 Series, James? You were looking smooth, my guy. You were looking smooth. Spencer Pushart says, I'd like to see Dollar Tree exit that corner building and a large restaurant take its place. Spencer Pushart is who you call for any audio and visual needs. Spencer Pushart, I sincerely mean that. You're doing a great job, my friend. Comments are continuing to come in. Conan says Planet Fitness opens this weekend, and there's 2,800 pre-opening members. That's so many pre-open members for Planet Fitness. 2,800 people signed up. He would know. Georgia Gilmer says the ranking is Barracks 1, Stonefield 2, Rio Hill 3, and says Judah Wickower, Sushi King is long gone.
Oh.
That was a place you guys went to after church on Sunday?
Occasionally.
I do know this about the Wickowers. If you serve them and you see them after church on Sunday and you serve Big Jim Wickower franchise, make sure they're almost burnt to a crisp, because he will send them back.
I don't know what it is. I think he's cursed.
Burned to a crisp, right?
I mean, he tells them that with the hope they'll get them at least halfway there.
Suzanne Daly says Timberwood Grill has a good French onion soup. I need a good French onion soup in my belly. But I mean, if you're watching the program right now at the 108 marker, you got some breaking news there. Oh, Deep Throat makes the program better. You ready for this? Rio Hill Shopping Center sells for $52.5 million. The latest assessment was $38 million. However, the year prior was $46 million. He says, interestingly, though, when Rio Hill Shopping Center traded in 2006, it traded for $46 million. So not great performance, or someone way overpaid in 2006. And he says, the lead dog in this purchase, Conan Steers, is publicly traded, and they got a market cap of $3.5 billion. Made the program better, Deep Throat. That's why you're number one in the family. Sincerely mean that. Market cap, $3.5 billion for this global outfit. Bill McChesney has a question for Conan Owen. Is the Planet Fitness a local area membership? So, Bill, is your question the 2,800 pre-members? Are those 2,800 tied to Charlottesville and Albemarle County? Is that your question? And he's probably asking that question because he knows that Planet Fitness has locations everywhere. And I would say, he says there is an existing facility on Fifth Street. It's Fifth Street Station is where the existing facility. So I think Bill has a question for you, Conan. Are the 2,800 pre-members at the Rio Hill Planet Fitness that opens this weekend, are they specific new membership to Rio Hill? Are they transitionary members? Are there members that can use facilities in Fifth Street Station and Rio Hill? So that's a question for you, Conan Owen, because you obviously have spoken to the GM at the Planet Fitness at Rio Hill. Curtis Shaver says, I made a mean French onion soup with beef tips in it this past week. Damn it, I didn't get any of them, Curtis. Curtis is one of the best chefs in the community. One of the best chefs in the community, Curtis Shaver, is also one of the best bicycle mechanics in the community. And I understand your quality of life now, Curtis, is much less hectic, and your work schedule is much more set and is much more conducive to family life, especially with your beautiful wife. I will say this: the community misses you as a chef at Hamilton's and Peloton Station, where you, my friend, kept a lot of bellies happy and full and satisfied as in your head skipper role running the kitchens at Peloton Station in Hamilton. So I sincerely mean that, my friend. Yes, that is correct. They are doing it in JV fashion with Phillips Edison. And Phillips Edison are grocery real estate specialists. What do you want to add to this, Judah Wickhauer? And then we'll get to comments here. Come on, add something, Judah. Come on.
I've gotten my haircut at the hair cuttery in Rio Hill. I mean, I don't know.
You go to Rio Hill for your haircut?
Occasionally. I mean, sometimes those hair cutteries, despite the fact that every time I drive by, there's usually only like one person in there. I swear, when I'm ready to get a haircut, I come walking in and they're like, "Oh, we're all booked up for the
The hair cuttery is a dangerous, dangerous place to get a haircut.
How so?
Because they have consistent and constant turnover.
Yeah.
You don't get the same talent cutting your hair every time. And oftentimes, hair cuttery is a breeding ground for new to the profession stylists. You know, just my 2 cents. Some of the worst haircuts I've ever had in my life were at hair cuttery. Sports clips, great clips, all those clips. I go to a Hispanic barber, doesn't speak much English at all. I speak a little bit of Spanish. And this Hispanic barber cuts my hair for $25 plus tip. I slip him a 5-spot, $30. $30 out the door. Does a great job. And his children are there in the barbershop. One of the hardest workers I know, this Hispanic barber. All right, it's the 1:15 marker on the Friday edition of the I Love CVille show. And breaking news for you, if you're just watching the program, $52.5 million, the sale price of Rio Hill Shopping Center. It traded in 2006 for $46 million. So as Deep Throat has highlighted, either someone significantly overpaid in 2006 or the performance is not great, because that is a delta of $6.5 million from 2006 to 2025. $6.5 million is not great return. So let's chalk it up to maybe overpayment in 2006. And as we've all highlighted on this show, this Rio Hill Shopping Center is one of the best open-air shopping centers that is in our area. The indoor shopping center is a thing of the past. The traditional standard mall is a thing of the past. And to James Watson's point, the vacancies are minuscule at Rio Hill. And I know one of the reasons the vacancies are minuscule at Rio Hill is the price per square, the rent, is much more affordable than Barracks Road and the shops of Stonefield. And did you hear Conan and Conan's interview with us? He said that they're going to figure out at Barracks Road Shopping Center of how to connect the island pad restaurants with the actual shops at Barracks Road. Like, so is Conan, is that, I should have followed up with your interview. Is that connection going to be, I would imagine, through the parking lot?
What does that mean, connected?
So the island restaurants, what is that, Ralph Sampson's Tap House?
Sure.
I think that's an island. Ralph Sampson's Tap House is now Milk and Honey. I'm going to tell you a story right now. My wife and I really like the pizza at Emmy Squared. It's Detroit-style pizza. Yes, I know it's a chain. And Emmy Squared pizza is very expensive. And if you want the best Detroit-style pizza, you go with A Squared Pizza, Andy Argode, in the old End Zone Pizza location north of town. The problem is we live in Ivy and going north of town. By the time I've gotten Andy's Pizza home to our house, it would have been an ice-cold brick. And I can get Emmy Squared to our house in Ivy by going down Garth Road in like 5 minutes. While the last 2 weekends of going to Emmy Squared for Detroit-style pizza, I poked my head into Milk and Honey. And Milk and Honey is owned by the Thompson Restaurant Group. They're the restaurant owners of the Ridley. And they also own, I think, the pizzeria in Stonefield. What's the pizzeria in Stonefield, do you know? But when I poked my head Matchbox?
Matchbox.
Yeah, they own Matchbox as well. When I've poked my head into Milk and Honey the last few times, there's literally been, at like 6 o'clock at night, 0 people in there. Like literally 0 people. And then I mentioned it to the bartender who I was picking the pizza up at Emmy Squared. He's like, "Yeah, dude, there's never anyone in there. Like we can count on one hand the amount of people that are going there on a non-game day." It's like, I don't see how they're possibly surviving.
Well,
And that rent, I've been told, is the most expensive rent for a restaurant in Charlottesville, Virginia.
yeesh.
That Milk and Honey. And this is the Thompson Restaurant Group. He's a Darden, I believe a Darden graduate. UVA Darden graduate, the namesake. He owns the Matchbox brand, the Milk and Honey, Wise Guy Pizza, Makers Union, the Ridley, Cut 132, Social House, Hen Quarter Prime, The Delegate, Peaches Southern Kitchen, Velocity Wings, Southern PMP, Big Buns. So he's basically got a bunch of restaurant brands in his portfolio. All right. Do you have any respondent reaction as you're rotating lower thirds on screen to what we discussed yesterday with the alleged racketeering and DEI ploy and scheme?
I'm surprised that it hasn't, that it's not all over the place right now. But there's, I guess, enough insanity going on that that can get pushed out of the 24-hour news cycle. And
I think this is going to, without question, be in the 24-hour news cycle. After we aired it on our show, the Jefferson Council latched onto it. And it is now being pushed behind the scenes through Twitter, through accounts. I'm curious. Here are the questions I have. And I have to use the word alleged again. This is an alleged UVA professor behind this. If it is, in fact, a UVA professor that is behind this ploy, or excuse me, that's exposing the ploy, right? I would think that this UVA professor is...
You think that's a professor behind the camera?
No, I take that back. It's her exact title is Multicultural Student Services Assistant Director. So it's
talking
like,
about Carissa?
Yeah.
But she's not the one.
No, she's just exposing the ploy. She's not the mastermind of the ploy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the person taking the video is exposing it. She's
Touche.
She's loose lips sinking ships.
You're 100% correct. She's loose lips sink ships. Is Carissa, if it allegedly is Carissa, is her job status on the line? Or is the job status of higher up that's telling Carissa to do this on the line? I don't think Carissa's the mastermind here.
Oh, she's definitely not the mastermind. She may her position may be on the line for opening her big mouth. Seriously, I mean, she's crowing. I think is a fair description of her demeanor in the video, crowing about hiding DEI from the
federal government,
outside eyes. I think
from the interim president who just signed an agreement with the DOJ. All right, so these are the questions that I am very succinctly that I'm wondering. How many people will be terminated because of this? How criminal is this actually?
How many people are in the DEI initiative?
That's what I'm wondering. How deep is this paper trail? How criminal is this? How aggressive will the Department of Justice be in pursuing this criminality? These are the questions I have. How much of the federal funding is going to be cut? If you missed yesterday's show, we exposed what we thought allegedly is more racketeering and more fraud. Judah's sleeping with one eye open tonight. He's got the machete under his table. Thank God we got German Shepherds. I want to know how this impacts federal funding, how this impacts job employment, and the significance of criminality here. That's what I'd like to know. Because I think this is going to be front and center everywhere.
Yeah.
And I also want to see how this impacts the Board of Visitors. I want to see how this impacts admissions and alumni. I think this is the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen.
No doubt.
Next headline, the Mickey Tavern headline. I have this question for you. Mickey Tavern has been on the market. This is an icon, right? Mickey Tavern has been on the market. It's a Virginia historic landmark. It's been on the market forever. Sam Moore and Brian Thomas of McKenzie Commercial Real Estate have this. Why does a 6.7 acre property that holds 4 distinct buildings as well as a 0.7 acre parking lot utilized for parking and maintenance, why has this not traded? You have a restaurant, you have a pub, you have a shopping and a general store. It's on the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's next to the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a historic landmark. It's a private event wedding. It's a wedding venue. I mean, it's dude. It's got everything. It's got tourism. It's got history. It's got location. It's next to a incredibly populated and patronized walking trail. It's next to Carter's Mountain. Carter's Mountain is beating customers back every day. Carter's Mountain can't keep up with the demand. Why has Mickey Tavern not traded? Why is it not sold? I mean, 150 parking spaces? 150. How is this not traded yet? I mean, is the asking price that obscene? It's shocking to me that this has not traded hands. And we're talking about a lion's share of 2025. It's been on the market.
Yeah.
I know there was, and I'm not going to highlight too much of this deal flow. There was an individual that's very good with a racket in his hands that kicked the tires on this deal and ended up purchasing a historic hotel that he's currently renovating in Madison, a historic B&B, very significant piece of property that he's renovating that kicked the tires on Mickey Tavern, and his plan is a high-end luxury spa retreat up in Madison. But I'm shocked that this is not traded. Just my 2 cents of deal flow. The next headline that we need to put on screen is one that is yours. The Newport News teacher. I'd like to spend about 60 or 90 seconds on this. She's got Greene County ties where she was raised. This is the Newport News elementary school teacher that got a $10 million payday. I was shocked and dismayed that $10 million was all she got.
She asked for more.
What was her initial ask?
The initial ask was $40 million.
Yeah. She got shot by was it a 6-year-old?
Yeah, 6-year-old.
Who brought a gun to school.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers notified the principal that the 6-year-old has a gun in his backpack. The principal did nothing about it. And if she doesn't put her hand up in the air to stop the bullet goes through her hand, it could go through her head, and all she got was $10 million.
I mean, I don't think the kid was going to hit her in the head. Just...
Judah, a 6-year-old shot a teacher in school.
I know.
And the staff at the elementary school told the principal he had a gun, and she told the staff to go back to your classroom. It's the end of the day. Do nothing about it.
It was the vice principal, yeah.
That's as negligent assistant principal, as negligent of educating as you could possibly find. Someone brings to her attention that there's a gun. Am I missing something here, Judah? This is your headline here.
Are you missing something in terms of why she only got 10?
No, and any commentary that needs to be offered.
She endured 6 surgeries. Still does not have the full use of her left hand. The bullet narrowly missed her heart, and as you noted earlier, remains in her chest.
My wife brought that to my attention. The bullet is still in her person.
Mm-hmm.
Deep Throat says Rio Hill is 31 acres. 31 acres. Think about that, James Watson. $52.5 million on 31 acres. He highlights the land just is not that expensive around here. I thought the $10 million payday was insulting. And I know $10 million is a lot of money. But for what she went through, insulting. Next headline. What do you got, Judah Wickar? Is this the Ting headline?
Sure.
You want to set the table for Ting?
They have. I mean, I don't know that they ever really settled down here. I don't know if that sounds right to you, but if a lot of people have had problems with Ting, whether it be asking if they're coming to a particular area or just trying to get a hold of them and finding out that they're literally they've got lines running to everyone around you, except they tell you they won't come and set you up.
One of the best decisions I have made was having this building, the Macklin building, fibered with Ting.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
The fiber with Ting. What do you mean? The fiber is in here. The Macklin didn't have fiber, then we've got fiber in there.
Yeah.
And now we have a gig up and a gig down on our portfolio of executive offices in here, which is 24. Mm-hmm. And we offer that as an amenity for our tenants, which maintains occupancy because the internet's quality, quick, it's fast, it's efficient. But I've been told that there's not many nodes left, not much fiber there. And as you pointed, heck, Conan talked about this on Reddit. Did you see that? He's struggling to get Ting for his office off is it Rose Hill, Harris, off of Harris? He offered a narrative. We've noticed in our billing with Ting is now coming from a different, have you noticed this? A different billing department.
Yeah. They're also very, what's the word? No calm.
What?
They're impatient, shall we say.
It's now coming from intact.com, the notifications. Anyway, we'll see what's going to happen. Why this is significant is Ting still the namesake of the pavilion on the mall? Or is it the Sprint Pavilion now?
That's a good question.
Sprint Pavilion. I mean, goodness gracious, I definitely should know this. I was literally walking there. No, it's still the Ting Pavilion. It is still the Ting Pavilion over there. I'm curious to see how this impacts things like the Ting Pavilion and some of the other investments that they do locally. Some of the other branding positions that they underwrite locally.
Yeah.
Because at one time, they were a significant underwriter. I mean, at one time, they were the presenting partner of the I Love CVille network for like 24 months. Their C-suite was fascinated by our creation of this network and content. Yeah, I totally agree with what Deep Throat says. Fiber isn't going away, but I would not be surprised if a different company ends up owning it. Yeah. I mean, is Ting locally going to go the way of CenturyLink locally? At one time, CenturyLink was a significant player in the local market. Now CenturyLink is gone. Is that what's going to happen here? Where another company basically bought the underground infrastructure of CenturyLink to level up their company? Like, I'm trying to structure. What?
Sounds like it may be coming.
Time will tell. I'm trying to structure a deal. I'm not going to say what kind of deal or who it is, but I'm trying to structure a business deal, a brokerage deal where somebody's going to buy another company for like upside and entree into the line of business they're already working within. And that upside and entree, that network has value. With CenturyLink, the upside with buying CenturyLink's assets was you didn't have to go through the BS of like digging trench and getting permitting and jurisdictional approval to lay fiber everywhere. So what they have has value. Upside, entree, establishment. But it does look like to us that they want out.
Yeah.
Like
it seemed like
they're not even customer servicing in a lot of ways.
It seemed like they stopped trying a long time ago.
Right. Right. Well, not trying to throw shade here, but
I don't know whether that's dealing with the city and the county or just lack of desire to further their business. Who knows? Janice
Boyce Trevelyan. Dino's Pizza is at Patch Brewery, right? Not Unionville Brewery. Which one is Unionville Brewery? JBT, Janice Boyce Trevelyan. I know Dino's has got his truck at Patch Brewing Company, or when I spoke to him last, he was doing that. That was the truck. That was the setup he had, the staff he had at Pro Renata, and they're not at Pro Renata working over there anymore. I do know that he was at Patch Brewery. I didn't know there was a Unionville brewery. Do you mean Patch? Just curious. All right, we'll close with this: football and basketball. Football's got Wake Forest on Friday night. You know the game is televised nationally on ESPN. This is a nationally televised game in prime time for Tony Elliott in Virginia.
My parents said they're going to the game on Saturday.
Dang, are you going with them?
Nope.
You should.
They haven't asked. I don't know they have tickets.
Well, nice. That's your parents. That's a big. How'd they get those tickets from church? I would imagine it's church.
They didn't tell me.
Well, congratulations to Jim and Ann. They got a good one right. The second to last home game of the year for Virginia.
No doubt.
And what's happening here is this momentum is going to segue into basketball season, folks. And as this momentum segues into basketball season, that's only going to be good for Ryan Odom, who's got a loaded team. I mean, he's got a team of pros, Ryan Odom. I think the upside is significant for basketball. If Virginia football and Virginia basketball finish with top 15, top 10, say top 15 for football and say top 25, top 20 for basketball, you're looking at probably the best athletic department in the nation here, or one of the best that you can count on one hand. Do you realize that, ladies and gentlemen? An abundance of riches in Charlottesville. All right, that's all she wrote. That's a Friday edition of the show. Judah Wickhauer, who loves a good lobster bisque and a fantastic New England clam chowder. You may see him...
Even if it could mean my health.
You may see him licking his fingers and dipping a bread end at the Wawa on Pantops into a lobster bisque. Isn't that where you get your lobster bisque? At the Wawa on Pantops?
Yeah.
Do you eat it in the store?
No.
You don't taste it in the store?
No.
You don't pop the top and try it in the store?
They don't have seats or tables or anything.
Okay, man, you look at me as if I have a second nose in my face when I say that. I apologize.
I mean, when was the last time you ate at a gas station?
It's been a long time. You know, Bel Air on Ivy's got a fantastic picnic table set up next to the market.
Is it really fantastic? It's rather small, but yeah, at least they've got it.
To be honest, I don't really do a lot of the buying of this stuff.
I know.
To be honest. My name is Jerry Miller. It's the I Love CVille show. Thank you kindly for joining us. So long, everybody.